It's not planned. It's very easy to listen to.
Kann das nur online buchen?
Also man muss ja